Just listen.
What to, Marjorie? Can't hear anything except the birds twittering and singing.
Well, that's what I mean, Mossop. All you can hear are the birds singing and the wind rustling in the trees. So lovely and peaceful at Middleton End. Quite different from where I used to live.
Where was that?
In a big town. And all you could hear there was traffic and people and hustle and bustle. Oh, I much prefer the peace and quiet of Riddleton End.
You were saying, Marjorie?
Well, that sounded as if someone nearly had an accident. Oh. I think we'd better go and have a look. Come on.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear,
Posty. Was that you who nearly had an accident?
Nearly, Diddler. I did have one. Ooh, ow. Ooh, I've been hit by a car, I have.
Oh, dear.
What's happened?
I just told you, Marjorie. Oh, I forgot. You don't understand what hedgehogs say, do you? Only riddlers and clever children can understand hedgehog language. He's been hit by a car.
How dreadful.
Are you badly hurt?
Well, not too bad. I'm just a bit bruised and battered, I think. The car just bumped him on my side. I was lucky it didn't run right over me.
Lucky as what you are, all right, Posty. If it had run right over you, you'd be flat as a pancake right now. I expect you weren't paying attention while you crossed the road, were you?
No, that's right, that is Mossop. I forgot to look before I crossed, and then this car came driving up so fast.
Oh, dear, oh, dear. Terrible at crossing roads, hedgehogs are. They've got no road sense at all.
Oh, and it's terribly important to be careful when you're crossing the roads.
Yeah, you never said a truer word, Marjorie.
Do you want us to get a Riddler doctor for you?
No thanks, Tiddler. I've got to get on with my rounds. Got lots of letters to deliver, I have.
Oh, no. You've got to rest. You take it easy there, Posty. I'll deliver your letters for you. Here, give 'em here.
That's very good of you, Mossop. I think a rest would do me good.
Now, you take it easy, Posty, and I'll see you later, all right?
Bye, Mossop.
Bye-bye.
I think Posty ought to see a doctor, don't you?
Well, I do, really. I mean, he might have broken a bone or something.
Well, I'm not seeing one. I'll be all right.
As well as being bad at crossing roads, hedgehogs are also very stubborn, Marjorie.
Hello. What's going on here, then?
It's Posty. He's been hit by a car.
Oh, has he now? Let's have a look at him.
Hey, oh, get off! What are you doing?
No, let's have a look. You're very lucky, Posty. There's no bones broken. Just a very bad bruise on your side. I could soon deal with that. Here, Tiddler, hold him for a while. That's it. I'll be back in a minute.
He seemed to know what he was talking about.
Yes, he did, didn't he? Very surprising. He was like a doctor, but he's much too young to be a doctor.
Middler is a wanderer, though, Marjorie, and wanderers are full of surprises.
Here we are. This ointment will soon deal with that bruising.
What is it?
It's a special ointment made from herbs. My grandma made it herself. She's a healer, you see.
Is she really?
Yeah, she's taught me quite a lot about healing.
She must have taught you well, young Middler. My side feels a bit better already.
I'd like to know more about your grandma. What sort of healing does she do?
Oh, all sorts. Haven't I ever told you about her?
No.
Oh, well, I'll soon put that right. You see, all wandering riddlers have someone in the family who is a healer. It's usually the grandma, but sometimes it can be the grandpa or an auntie. In my family, it was my grandma. She could make anything better, from a scraped knee to a cold in the head or a bad tummy ache. Sometimes she gave you something to drink, sometimes a tube of ointment for a sore place, and sometimes she just gave you a cuddle and sang softly to you till you went to sleep. And this seemed to work just as well as anything. It all depended on what was wrong with you see. Sometimes you weren't really ill, just unhappy, but it felt like being ill. Now, one night I said I was ill when I wasn't. I know it was wrong of me to waste everybody's time by lying, but I just didn't want to take a bath. Firstly, I said I had a terrible pain in my toes. His toes! Screamed my mother, who was a great worrier. He's becoming lame! How can he be a wanderer if he's lame? So I quickly said, now the pain has gone to my head, and I've just got a terrible headache. My Aunt Mickle said, well, there's nothing so good for a bad headache as a nice relaxing bath. And out came the bath and was filled with hot water. Oh, help! I cried on seeing this. I feel faint. And I fell down in the grass. My aunt and my poor mother hurried off to fetch my grandma. It's the terrible pain in his toes, said my mother when all three were gathered round me. It's bad head, said my aunt, and a dreadful swoon. My grandma shooed my mother and auntie away. Then she felt in her apron pocket and brought out a few dried leaves. As it happens, she said, I have just the right herbs to hand. Are they for a swoon and a headache and a terrible pain in the toes? I said. Indeed they are, she said, crumbling the leaves in her little brown palm. Open wide. I opened my mouth, and she sprinkled the herbs on my tongue. They tasted dreadful, so dreadful that I leapt up at once and danced about, spitting and coughing. Well, said my grandma, I see that the cure has worked, and remarkably quickly too. You are no longer faint, and your toes are evidently in tip-top condition. How's your head? Fine, I said, and went off to take my bath.
Well, she sounds a remarkable old lady.
Oh, she is. I'd like to be a healer just like her when I'm older.
I think you're a pretty good healer now. Posty's looking an awful lot better.
Good. Well, if you can walk all right, Posty, I think it would be a good idea to go home and have a lie down.
I will. I've got no more work to do now. Now Mossop's delivering those letters for me. Goodbye all, and thanks, young Middler.
Goodbye, Posty. Oh, and be careful crossing the road, won't you?
I will.
How are you two at crossing the road? Do you know how to do it safely?
I never cross the road on my own, Marjorie. Mossop always crosses with me, and he usually insists that I hold his hand.
Well, that's quite right too. You should never cross the road without a grown-up. You can't always hold their hand, can you?
No, not if he's carrying something. But if his hands are full, I keep right next to him all the time we're crossing.
That's quite right. Now, what about you, Middler?
Oh, I do the same, lady.
Good. But as you get older, you're going to have to learn how to cross the road by yourself.
That sounds dangerous.
Well, it can be, but you can learn to cross the road safely if you remember these three very important things. 1, stop at the pavement. 2, look both ways. And 3, listen out for any traffic. Stop, look, and listen. Can you remember that?
Yes, stop, look, and listen.
That's right. Stop, look, and listen. Use your eyes and ears. Stop, look, and listen. And cross when the road is clear. Stop at the pavement edge. Don't take another pace. Look to the right and left. The road is a dangerous place. Listen for the traffic that may suddenly appear. Stop, look, and listen. And cross when the road is clear. Stop, look, and listen. Use your eyes and ears. Stop, look, and listen. And cross when the road is clear.
How old do you have to be before you can cross the road on your own, lady?
Oh, quite a bit older than you are now, Middler. But what you can do at your age is practice stopping, looking, and listening. And the more you practice, the better you're going to be at crossing the road when you get older.
Well, that doesn't sound very interesting, just practicing all the time.
Oh, Oh, but it can be fun, especially if you make a game out of it. For example, you can practice stopping by playing statues.
How do you play that, Marjorie?
Oh, it's easy. You and Midler dance about for a bit, and when I shout stop, you have to stand as still as statues. No moving at all. Have you got that?
That sounds easy enough.
Off you go then. Da 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 da. Stop. You moved. You're out,
That's
Midler.
unfair. You made me laugh.
I know I did. I'm sorry. Come on, we'll try again. Stop. Oh, that's very good. You can move now.
That was fun, Marjorie.
Yes, it was, wasn't it? Well, you've both proved that you're very good at stopping. But what are you like at looking?
Oh, pretty good, I should think. I mean, looking at things is what you do all the time, isn't it? I'm looking at you now.
Well, that's right. But you don't always look carefully, do you? Turn around for a minute, Midler.
Right?
Now, what are the colours in my dress?
You know, I can't remember. I don't know.
Exactly. You see, we all look, but we don't always take it in properly. Now, I know a very good game to practice looking. Come on, come to the cottage.
Oh, there you go.
I still don't understand. What are you doing?
I'm setting up the game. Now, have a good look at the things on the tray. Now, I'm going to cover it up and take one object away. But which one?
Was there a handkerchief on there?
I don't think so. I know, a paintbrush.
That's right. Well done. Now have another look, but make sure you look very carefully. Now, which object is missing?
Ain't easy, is it?
No. Was there a reel of cotton on there, Marjorie?
There was. Well done. Now, this is a very good game for practicing looking. But now, I think we should go and practice what?
Listening. Those are the three things you have to do if you're crossing the road, isn't it? Stop, look, and listen.
That's right. Come on, into the garden. Right. Now, when we stop at the pavement edge and we look both ways, we may be able to see that the road is clear, but there could be a car coming that we can't see. It might be just around the bend, for example. We might not be able to see it, but we should be able to hear it if we listen very carefully. So we've got to practice listening as well.
How do we practice that, Marjorie?
Well, we should be able to hear the traffic at the end of the lane if we listen very carefully.
Oh, that sounds like a car coming.
I think so too. Now keep listening.
That's another car?
No, I don't think it is a car. I think it's something bigger. It sounds more like a lorry to me.
I think it's a lorry too. Oh, now what's that coming?
Oh, that's easy. A motorbike.
Well done. Now keep listening.
Another car?
That's right. You see, we can't see it, but we know what it is because of the sound it makes. I think you two, when you grow up, are going to be very good at crossing the road. All you have to do is remember to...
Stop, look, and listen.
That's right.
Oh, listen. I can hear something else coming.
What can that be? What are you all doing on the floor?
What's up?
Mossop might have known. However hard we practice stopping, looking and listening, nobody's ever safe while Mossop's around.
You what? What's going on here? Well, don't leave me out. Go on, tell me.